This video is a presentation of My English Professor at YouTube. I am Nuala Mary Linka, aka Nunu, your friendly teacher guide. All right, let's begin our lesson. Video Lesson 1, Modern Language Association MLA format, 8th edition, block quotes 4 or more lines, short quotes fewer than 4 lines, and parenthetical citations. In the writing below, we have one block quote. It is color-coded in blue. We have a few short quotes. They are color-coded in green. And our parenthetical citations are color-coded in yellow. Okay, so what is going on here? I have written a portion of an essay. The essay topic is obstacles to student success, and I am focusing on a subtopic, one obstacle to student success that teachers pose. So the writing you see here would be probably somewhere from the middle of an essay, its body. And I begin with a topic sentence. I clearly identify the obstacle to student success that teachers pose, and it's a very smart thing to begin writing with a topic sentence to make your focus very clear so readers can follow your thoughts. So I have done that, and of course I've used the short quotes and the block quotes to support my opinion about the obstacle to student success that teachers may pose. All right, let's go ahead and read this writing, and then we'll discuss format rules for block quotes, short quotes, and what parenthetical citations are and how to format them. Okay, so let's begin with our topic sentence. One of the reasons why teachers may present an obstacle to student success, not delivering an A+ performance in the classroom, is because they suffer from job dissatisfaction. They are not paid adequately for their hard work. What is the average teacher's salary? The NCES, National Center for Education Statistics, said that in 2016-17, the estimated average salary for K-12 teachers was $58,064 per Valerie Strauss in a March 15, 2018 Washington Post article titled, "How Much or Little Teachers Earn State by State." However, Strauss reports in her article that teachers in some states fall significantly below this ballpark average. In West Virginia, where teachers just ended a 9-day strike for higher pay, the average salary of all K-12 teachers in 2016-17 was $45,701, according to the National Center for Education Statistics. It was $45,622, according to the National Education Association, the largest teachers union in the country. The U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics reported a mean or average salary in 2016 of $45,240 for West Virginia high school teachers, $44,420 for middle school teachers, and $45,520 for elementary school teachers. What's the average salary of the approximately 30,000 plus teachers in the Los Angeles Unified School District who, as of this writing, in January 2019, are just ending their own week-long strike? Per the Los Angeles Daily News, in a January 12, 2019 article, salaries begin at $50,428 and peak at $88,253. A veteran teacher would need a doctorate and decades of experience to qualify for the highest wages. Like teachers nationwide, LAUSD teachers are simply not paid enough for their hard work. Here's proof. Per Zillow, in January 2019, the median home value in Los Angeles is $686,500. Can LAUSD teachers afford to buy homes in the neighborhoods where they teach? You do the math. How can LAUSD teachers and teachers nationwide be motivated to do a good job when they are low paid? And then the LAUSD teachers lack sufficient resources for students and have an average class size of 33 to 43 students, according to a January 17, 2019 article published in the National Public Radio website. If we want effective teachers, then we have to pay them fair wages and provide them with a decent work situation. Okay, so in this text, in this writing, I supported my opinion about a teacher posed obstacle to student success. They suffer from job dissatisfaction, and I offered a solution to this problem. If we want teachers to be effective, we have to pay them fair wages and provide them with a decent work situation. And I used these quotes to support my opinion. Okay, let's cover the block quote first. What is it? So the block quote is 4 or more lines. When we have a block quote, what we do is we separate it from our own writing. So it's its own paragraph. We indent it 5 spaces or 1 tab. And because it's indented and in its own paragraph, we know it's a quotation, so we don't put quotation marks around it. Now, one of the things we have to do whenever we quote is we have to include a parenthetical citation, which is usually the last name of the writer, the author of a quote, which can be a person or an organization here. When I quote Zillow here, Zillow is a website that does not list the names of the people who write for the website. And let's just check this out briefly. I have Zillow here. I have the price of the median price of the home that I quoted, and I can see there's no author on this website. So I have to put the title of the article that I quoted from, and it's down here, the article that I quoted from, and the price. I have to put the article title in the parenthetical citation, and I put it in quotation marks. All right. So why do I do that? Why do we have to have parenthetical citations? After everything we write, we have a works cited, and it lists in alphabetical order by last name the sources that we quote. And why do we do this? We do this because we have to practice something called proper attribution. We have to, number 1, credit the source, give the author, and that can be a person, a people, or an organization like Zillow. We have to give them credit for the information we quote from the text or writing. So that you quote, you must credit the source. And number 2, we practice proper attribution because we need to make it possible for readers to locate the source to learn more information about the source. So they can simply go to the work cited, and if they want to learn more about the sources we quoted, they want to fact check this information, they can just look up these sources by the parenthetical citation right here. Okay, now there's something very important to note about proper attribution and quoting. If you do not practice proper attribution, then you have plagiarized. You have presented information from a source as if it is your own thought. Plagiarism is a major no-no in any classroom in the U.S. and can result in academic penalties. Okay, so we need to practice proper attribution. These are why parenthetical citations are so important. And what does this term mean, parenthetical? It simply refers to the parentheses that are around the citations, and we're citing the authors, the information, the sources where it comes from. So parentheses and citation, that's where that name comes from, that term. Okay, let's cover some more information about the quotes, and I want to discuss these brackets here that I put into this quote. I can add information into a quote to make it read better or to clarify something if I put brackets around it. I can't change a quote, but I can add brackets. And here, Valerie Strauss mentioned the NCES. She used the acronym for the National Center for Education Statistics. But when we write essays, we never use the acronym first. we always spell out the acronym first. And I have here a list of format rules that I'm covering with you right now. And these are two of the rules here about the acronyms and the brackets. Spell out acronyms before using them. National Center for Education Statistics, NCES. Newspapers do not do that, but you need to do that in your essay. And you can use brackets to insert your own words into a quote to make its meaning clear and or to flow or read well. Now, I'm not going to explain how to use brackets completely because we don't have enough time in this video. And I'm not going to read these format rules to you. I'm going to suggest that you pause the screen and you can study them later if you want to review this video. But I am covering these format rules up here. And I have other videos about how to use brackets and also how to create a works cited. That is not my purpose here. I am simply giving you an introduction to block quotes, short quotes, and parenthetical citations. Okay, something else I wanted to cover is where a parenthetical citation would go after a block quote. Okay, so I have quoted Valerie Strauss up here. I've put her name in, so I don't need her last name beneath it following this block quote because I know I'm quoting Valerie Strauss from her article. But if I did need her name, if I hadn't put her name up here in a block quote, the parenthetical citation follows after the last end mark, the last punctuation mark. It's here. However, when we quote short quotes, which, by the way, as you'll see, short quotes, the difference between short quotes and block quotes is short quotes are integrated into our text. They're not separated from it. When we have short quotes, we put the period. If a quote ends in a period, we put it after the citation right here. And we do not put it here. And why is that? That's simply a rule. Don't overthink it, just observe it. With short quotes, which are worked into our own text, into our own writing, unlike block quotes, which are separated from our text. The end mark, if the quote ends in a period, it goes right here after the parenthetical citation. But the rule is reversed for block quotes, okay? The period, the end mark goes right here. All right. What else do I need to review with you? I want to encourage you to pause the screen later and to study this writing right here. And you can look at the works cited, the rules for proper attribution, and the format rules. And I want to go back to our little PowerPoint presentation and wind it down by asking you a question. How does one learn to quote in essays? Well, how does one learn to do anything? Yep, practice, practice, practice. When you quote, however, there are 3 general rules to follow, and you will not learn them unless you practice. And what are these rules? Understand the text writing, what you've read. If you don't understand the text, how will you be able to quote from the text effectively? 2, introduce the quote smoothly, identifying the source of the quote immediately before or after the quote. And 3, provide any background information necessary for the reader to understand what the quote means and how it relates to the topic you're writing about. And I did all 3 of these things in the text that I read, and I went over with you. And how was I able to do so? You know it. It's called practice, practice, practice. If we want to learn how to do anything, we must practice. Okay, so we will conclude this video. It is a presentation of My English Professor at YouTube. I am Nuala Mary Linka, aka Nunu, your friendly teacher guide, and I hope this video was useful to you, and you'll watch other videos about MLA format and how to write an essay in My English Professor at YouTube.